Hey guys, how's it going? Solo back with another 10-minute trade video. And for this episode, I'm going to be looking at Ford Motor Company. Ticker symbol is F. This is one of the most popular held stocks on the Robinhood platform. So I'm assuming this is going to appeal to a lot of viewers. Let me know in the YouTube comments below what ticker you want me to do next. But let's get right into it. So taking a look at Ford, the first thing I did was zoom out because this company has been publicly traded for a long time. And I will be honest with you, I did not like what I saw because ever since about July of 2014, this stock has basically just been flat out trending down for the past 6 years basically. So this is not a stock that I personally would want to trade options on because if I sold cash secured puts and got assigned shares of stock, I don't think, that there is any chance, depending on where I got assigned at, that Ford is going to recover at any time in the future, if ever at all. I mean, this is the opposite of what I want to see when I personally select stocks to trade the wheel strategy on, because I want stocks that are going to go up over time, not consistently go down. I mean, let's just delete this trend line here and zoom in at the more recent trading this year. I mean, my fear was that this has become a penny stock. I mean, during peak illness, it basically was a penny stock. It was trading for under $5. Today, we closed at just shy of $7. So we are out of the penny stock range, but not that far away. I mean, yes, I understand that Ford Motor Company has been around for a long time, but their stock has just not been doing well at all. So this is the daily chart here. Every candle here represents 1 day of trading. So let's get right into it. Long-time viewers know the first thing I like to do is look at the Fibonacci retracements. So what I did was I drew fib levels from the recent lows from the peak illness levels back up to the recent highs, which were on June 8th at about $7.74. So the one thing I noticed was right here at this 23.6% Fibonacci level, we've been trading along that level ever since basically the end of July. I mean, we've been kind of bouncing up and below it all day long, every day for the past few months. So that looks to be a strong level of resistance and support. And the interesting thing is today, the day before on Monday, we bounced right off it. Today, we pretty much closed right below it. So it's going to be interesting to see if tomorrow we trade above it or if we're going to break down below it and now trade in this green Fibonacci zone. I'll have to wait and see, but let's hide this for now so the stock chart doesn't get too cluttered. And let's start like I always do by identifying levels of support and resistance. So the first level I saw was right here, which is pretty much right where that Fibonacci level was, and I'll draw that again right here. So really close to it. I mean, this might be another area of support or resistance right there. So what I'll do is I'll draw a trend line right there, but let's hide these fib levels again. So I drew this line here because it looks like recently, since about end of August, you have all these wicks and all these candles here that have kind of been bouncing off roughly $6.70. Again, today we got awfully close to that level. Here we have the top of this candle here. So I think right now, this is acting as a level of support at about $6.70. And there's also a level of support or resistance right now to be determined at about $6.85. We'll have to see how the trading goes tomorrow and the rest of the week. But I think if we can break above it, then $6.85 will be an area of support. I mean, right now, I would probably say the area of resistance is going to be somewhere around here at about $7.35. You can see we tried to top out back on August 11th and 12th, and then most recently on September 17th and 18th, but we couldn't break past roughly that level. We also topped out back in June 5th and June 10th as well, could not break above it. So I think for the short term, Ford is going to be looking to trade between about $6.70 and $6.85 if it breaks to the downside tomorrow, or if it breaks to the upside between $6.85 and about $7.35. We'll have to wait and see. The other thing is unfortunately, this orange line represents the 21-day moving average. The pink line represents the 50-day moving average. And today, we broke and stayed below both the 21 and the 50-day moving average, which is not a good sign. That would be a bearish sign. So we might be more likely to trade in the lower end of things between about 670 and 685. But again, we'll just have to wait and see. But let's keep going on. So another line of possible resistance is maybe a little bit higher in the 740s. I would probably say it's between about 730 and 740, depending on how high we want to go, because some of these wicks here did get that high. I personally think that 735 is probably more accurate, so I'm going to delete this trend line and leave this one on. But let's keep working. I think there's another area of support way down here at about $4.73. And that's because if I zoom out here, you can see back in April and May, we kind of used that area first as resistance. We broke above it, then bounced off it, bounced off it, bounced off it till we rallied harder. So I think 473, 474, 475-ish is going to be an area of support. I think the next area of support is going to be a little bit higher up at about $5.50. And that's because when we did bounce off this level, we bounced down off that level. You can see we hit resistance here, bounced down, hit resistance here, bounced down, then finally broke out on May 21 and 22. So let's keep working. I think the next area of support is going to be here about $6.19, $6.20, because again, looking back in June and early July, we can see we bounced down off it till we finally broke above it on July 14th. And again, had a little bit of resistance in early June before we bounced out of it, came back down, but bounced off it again. So one more area of support, and actually this might not be support actually, because this is more of a gap, is right here between about $6.50 and about $6.40. You can see we have this 10-cent wide gap here that may need to get filled at some point. But to get to this level, we're gonna have to break through 680 and 670. And then I think if we break down past 670, I think this gap at about 640 is going to be the next thing to get filled. So I'm going to be watching this personally if I'm trading forward, which I am not. But if you are, I would really be looking at the $6.70 level, because I think if we break that, then we might dip another 30 cents. But if we hold that level, that's going to be a nice bullish indicator that this is a strong area of support. But again, we'll just have to wait and see. And lastly, there might be another area of resistance up here at just a few cents above $7 at about 705, 706, because we have some candles that topped out right at that level. So personally, in the short term, I'm going to be looking to see if Ford is going to trade to the upside on this level here between about $6.85 and $7, or to the downside between about $6.85 and $6.70. And then that'll determine where we go from there. Hopefully not to the downside, because then I think it's going to be lookout below, because we're going to probably fill this gap all the way down to 640. And then the next level of support, in my opinion, is going to be 620. So I think if we break 670, we might get all the way down to 620 based on my trend lines that I've seen here. But again, we'll just have to wait and see. But in my opinion, Ford is not a stock that I would want to wheel or trade options on or hold long term, because based on its history in the past 6 years, it's just been consistently slowly selling off. And that is not something that I want to do or want to hold on to, because again, as we go into penny stock territory, it's going to become more volatile. I suspect this ticker is popular on Robinhood because it's probably a company that a lot of people recognize, Ford, right? Ford Motor Cars. But I think it's also because it's a cheaper stock. So people with smaller accounts are going to see this company that they're familiar with and think, well, Ford's been around for a long time, so they must be a good company. And they'll trade options on it or buy shares and maybe even swing trade it. But personally, again, this is my opinion, not financial advice, but this is not a ticker that I personally would be interested in, just because I don't see good potential in the long term until they change some things around. I mean, if I wanted to draw an overall trend line in the kind of short term of the past few trading months, it is on the upside, right? If I draw a trend line from the bottom of kind of peak illness to the bottom of some of these recent candles going back the past few months, it is trending up and to the right. I mean, this is what you want to see. But the problem is, if we zoom out, you can see it's repeated this pattern over the past 6 years, where it sells off, has a nice up pattern, sells off, has a nice up pattern, sells off, up pattern, sells off, up pattern, sells off. So, I mean, we just sold off. This is the up pattern. So if history is going to repeat itself, I think the next logical thing it's going to do is again sell off. And again, this is not a company that I would want to be bag holding, because I feel that if I got assigned shares at a high price on a cash secured put, for example, I may never get to that level where I can sell it off at the price that I was assigned shares for. I might just have to keep selling covered calls on it for a long time until I can reduce my cost basis enough to get out of it for a break even or hopefully a little bit of profit. But that's my 10-minute trade analysis on Ford. Let me know in the comments below what ticker you want me to do next, if you agree or disagree with my technical analysis. As always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below and join our Discord server, and happy trading.